Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand on the brink of a new year, 2025 offers us a unique opportunity, a chance to hit the reset button and rebuild ourselves, our mindset, habits, and approach to life. We've all faced challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But now, it's time to take those experiences and transform them into the foundation for a stronger, more empowered version of ourselves. Rebuilding yourself is not about starting over, it's about becoming the best version of who you already are. 1. Start with self-awareness. The journey to rebuilding yourself begins with self-awareness. This is the most foundational step because without understanding who you are, where you've been, and what drives you, it's impossible to make lasting change. Self-awareness is the mirror that reflects your true self, revealing both your strengths and your weaknesses, your motivations and fears, your desires and limitations. Without this clarity, it's easy to make decisions that are reactive, disconnected from your true self, or rooted in external expectations rather than personal authenticity. To truly begin the process of rebuilding, take time for introspection. Reflect on the last few years. What moments brought you the most joy, and what circumstances triggered feelings of frustration or self-doubt? What patterns or behaviors have you noticed in your life? These reflections help you connect with who you really are, not just who you've been told to be or who you think you should be. It's essential to be honest with yourself during this process. The goal is not to judge or criticize, but to understand, accept, and be ready to make conscious decisions for growth. Self-awareness also involves recognizing the narratives you tell yourself. Do you see yourself as capable and resilient, or do you view challenges as insurmountable obstacles? Your internal dialogue plays a massive role in shaping your actions, decisions, and ultimately, your future. If your self-talk is negative or limiting, it can prevent you from taking risks or pursuing new opportunities. Rebuilding starts with changing the stories you tell yourself, replacing "I can't" with "I can," and "it's too late" with "it's never too late to begin." Another critical aspect of self-awareness is understanding your values, what truly matters to you in life. Are you prioritizing work over family? Are you chasing success in one area at the expense of your health or personal fulfillment? Many people spend years building their lives based on societal expectations or external pressures. However, if those external forces don't align with your internal values, it's easy to feel unfulfilled. Rebuilding yourself involves realigning your actions with your core values, ensuring that your choices reflect what you truly believe in. Furthermore, self-awareness requires confronting your fears and insecurities. Often, these are the barriers that hold us back from stepping into our full potential. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown, these fears can paralyze us, making us reluctant to take the first step toward change. Acknowledging these fears is crucial. It's only when you recognize them that you can begin to address them, slowly breaking free from their hold on you. In essence, starting with self-awareness means becoming a true student of yourself. It's about uncovering the layers that make up your identity, both the empowering and the limiting aspects. Once you have this understanding, you are in a much stronger position to set meaningful goals, create new habits, and align your actions with the person you are becoming. Self-awareness is the compass that will guide your journey through the process of rebuilding. Without it, every step you take will be more like wandering aimlessly rather than moving forward with purpose and intention. 2. Set clear and achievable goals. Setting clear and achievable goals is the bridge that connects your current self to the future version you desire to become. In the context of rebuilding yourself, goals are not just aspirations or dreams. They are the roadmap that directs your efforts and actions. They give you purpose, structure, and clarity. Without clear goals, you risk wandering without direction, allowing distractions or setbacks to lead you off course. But with defined goals, you have a tangible path to follow, allowing you to measure progress, adjust when needed, and stay motivated through the process. The first step in setting meaningful goals is to ensure they are specific. General goals like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be healthier" are vague and leave too much room for interpretation. What does success look like for you? What specific actions or achievements will define your success? Being specific means identifying exactly what you want to accomplish, whether it's I want to land a new job by June or I want to lose 20 pounds by September. The more clearly you define your goal, the easier it will be to break it down into actionable steps. Next, goals should be measurable. Without a way to track your progress, it's hard to know if you're moving in the right direction. This could be as simple as setting numerical targets e.g., reading 12 books in a year or saving $5 by the end of the year. Measurability gives you something tangible to check against, which not only helps you see how far you've come, but also provides motivation when you see that progress being made. Measuring your progress also lets you know when you've achieved your goal, which brings a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. However, it's important that your goals are also achievable. While it's great to have lofty ambitions, setting goals that are too big or unrealistic can lead to frustration and discouragement. Think of goals as stepping stones. Each goal should be challenging enough to push you forward, but not so overwhelming that it feels out of reach. This doesn't mean you should settle for mediocrity, but rather that you should aim for goals that stretch your capabilities while also being within your grasp. Aiming for something unachievable without the proper resources or experience can lead to burnout and disillusionment. Another critical factor in goal setting is ensuring that your goals are relevant to your overall vision for yourself. When rebuilding yourself, it's important that the goals you set align with your core values and long-term aspirations. If you set a goal simply because it seems like what you should do, or because it's what others are doing, you're not likely to find the motivation and drive to see it through. Your goals should reflect what truly matters to you and support the vision you have for your life. If your ultimate vision is to create a fulfilling, balanced life, setting goals around work and productivity alone may leave you feeling empty, no matter how successful you become. Align your goals with what you truly care about, whether that's nurturing relationships, pursuing personal passions, or achieving professional success. Lastly, goals should have a timeline. Without a deadline, it's easy to procrastinate and put things off indefinitely. Deadlines create urgency and help you stay focused on what needs to be done. Having a timeline ensures that you don't lose sight of your goals, and it allows you to break the process down into manageable chunks. Whether it's a long-term goal with smaller milestones or a short-term goal with a hard and fast deadline, timelines add structure and keep you accountable. When you set clear and achievable goals, you give yourself direction. You create a framework that transforms your dreams into concrete actions, but setting the goals is just the first part. The real work begins once they are set, taking consistent action toward achieving them. Goals are the compass, but it's your daily commitment, focus, and resilience that will guide you through the journey of rebuilding yourself. Through goal setting, you not only create a roadmap for success, but also lay the foundation for transformation, ensuring that 2025 is a year where your aspirations are no longer just dreams, but tangible realities. 3. Prioritize mental and emotional health when it comes to rebuilding yourself. Mental and emotional health are the core pillars that support all your other endeavors. No matter how determined you are to achieve goals, improve your habits, or transform your life, if your mind and emotions are not in a healthy place, the process becomes significantly harder. Mental and emotional well-being are often overlooked in the pursuit of success, but they are the very foundation upon which all growth is built. Without a strong mental and emotional base, your efforts can feel like you're trying to build a house on unstable ground. Mental health is not just about feeling happy or stress-free, it's about developing the resilience and tools necessary to handle life's challenges. It's about cultivating inner strength so that when things don't go according to plan, you have the ability to bounce back, reframe the situation, and keep moving forward. One of the first steps in prioritizing your mental health is learning to manage stress effectively. Life can be overwhelming, and the pressures you face, whether from work, relationships, or personal aspirations, can sometimes feel too much to handle. In these moments, it's important to acknowledge that stress is a normal part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. Developing healthy coping mechanisms like deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, or simply taking time to step back and reset can significantly reduce the negative impact stress has on your mental state. Another essential aspect of mental health is developing emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions. This skill is invaluable as you rebuild yourself because it allows you to respond to situations, people, and challenges in a way that is measured, thoughtful, and constructive. Emotional intelligence helps you navigate difficult emotions like frustration, anger, and disappointment in healthy ways. It also allows you to engage more authentically with others, creating stronger connections and a greater sense of emotional fulfillment. By cultivating emotional intelligence, you empower yourself to manage not only your own emotions, but also your interactions with others, making your social and professional relationships more effective and harmonious. Mental health and emotional well-being are deeply intertwined with the importance of self-compassion. Rebuilding yourself often involves confronting old wounds, past failures, and perhaps even regret or shame. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism or negative self-talk when things don't go as planned. However, it's important to recognize that self-compassion is not about being overly soft on yourself or avoiding accountability. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding that you would offer a loved one going through a difficult time. Be patient with yourself and allow room for mistakes and setbacks. You are human, and the path to rebuilding is rarely a straight line. Self-compassion will help you overcome feelings of guilt or inadequacy that might otherwise hold you back from taking further steps toward growth. Furthermore, mental and emotional health is not solely an individual responsibility. It's important to build a supportive network around you. No one rebuilds themselves in isolation. The people you surround yourself with can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional state. Seek out relationships that are positive, uplifting, and nurturing. This might mean seeking support from friends or family members who understand and encourage your journey, or it might involve working with a therapist or coach who can provide professional guidance. Sometimes we need an outside perspective to help us untangle complex emotions, see patterns we can't recognize, or work through trauma or past difficulties. Don't be afraid to lean on others when needed. Strength comes from knowing when to ask for help, not from trying to do everything on your own. And often overlooked part of mental health is setting boundaries. To truly rebuild, you need to protect your mental space by establishing limits on what you're willing to tolerate, whether it's in terms of work demands, toxic relationships, or even your own internal thought processes. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed, burnt out, and mentally drained. By learning to say no to things that don't serve your well-being or don't align with your goals, you create space for growth and healing. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and shows that you value your mental and emotional health enough to protect it. Finally, investing in mental and emotional health requires developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you are capable of learning, evolving, and improving over time, regardless of past failures or limitations. This mindset encourages you to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than seeing them as insurmountable obstacles. By fostering a growth mindset, you shift your perspective from a fixed mindset that sees failure as a reflection of your worth to one that sees failure as a natural part of the learning process. This shift in thinking enables you to rebuild yourself with a sense of hope and possibility, knowing that you have the capacity to adapt, improve, and thrive. Ultimately, when you prioritize your mental and emotional health, you create a solid foundation for the changes you wish to make. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and if you neglect your mental and emotional well-being, your capacity for growth, resilience, and achievement will be limited. Rebuilding yourself is a holistic process. Taking care of your mind and emotions ensures that you can approach your goals with clarity, balance, and the fortitude necessary to overcome obstacles. By nurturing your mental and emotional health, You strengthen your ability to rebuild in ways that are not only sustainable, but also deeply fulfilling. 4. Cultivate resilience and adaptability. Cultivating resilience and adaptability is crucial when it comes to rebuilding yourself because life will undoubtedly present challenges and setbacks along the way. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, while adaptability refers to the capacity to adjust to new circumstances and changes. Together, they are two of the most essential traits for long-term success and growth. Whether it's personal, professional, or even global setbacks, the ability to navigate difficult times with strength and flexibility is what will keep you moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. The first step in cultivating resilience is understanding that setbacks are inevitable. Life is full of unexpected twists: jobs lost, relationships strained, health issues, or external circumstances beyond your control. Rather than viewing these events as roadblocks or failures, it's important to see them as opportunities for growth. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about developing the mental and emotional tools to deal with it effectively. The sooner you accept that challenges are a natural part of life, the sooner you'll be able to build the inner strength necessary to handle them. Resilient individuals don't allow setbacks to define their journey. They see these moments as temporary obstacles that can be overcome. One of the key components of resilience is self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to influence your circumstances and overcome challenges. When you believe in your ability to navigate through difficult situations, you are more likely to take proactive steps rather than feeling helpless or defeated. Building self-efficacy comes from a history of small successes. Each time you face a challenge, work through it, and come out stronger, your belief in your own resilience grows. It's essential to remember that building resilience takes time, and that even in moments of doubt, your past experiences and the lessons they've taught you can serve as reminders that you have overcome obstacles before and will do so again. In addition to resilience, adaptability is equally important. The world around you is constantly changing. New technologies emerge, societal norms shift, and unforeseen circumstances unfold. The key to thriving in such a dynamic environment is adaptability, the ability to remain flexible and open to change. When you're rebuilding yourself, adaptability means being willing to let go of old ways of thinking, doing, or being in order to grow. Stubbornness or an unwillingness to change can keep you stuck, preventing progress and growth. Embracing adaptability allows you to not only survive in an ever-changing world, but to thrive and innovate. Adapting to new circumstances requires mindset flexibility. People with a growth mindset are particularly adept at being adaptable because they view challenges and changes as opportunities to learn and grow. They don't get bogged down by the discomfort of new experiences. Instead, they embrace the unknown with curiosity and optimism. Adaptability in this sense also means being willing to step outside of your comfort zone and take risks. Whether it's learning a new skill, moving to a new location, or transitioning into a different career, adaptability means you're open to the possibility of reinvention and improvement, even when faced with uncertainty. One practical way to cultivate resilience and adaptability is by focusing on problem-solving skills. When faced with adversity, resilient people don't dwell on the problem for too long. Instead, they shift their focus towards solutions. They ask themselves questions like, "What can I do right now to improve this situation?" Or "How can I use this challenge to learn something new about myself?" Problem solving also requires creativity and resourcefulness. The more you can think outside of the box and remain open to different solutions, the more adaptable and resilient you will become. Another critical element of resilience and adaptability is emotional regulation, the ability to manage your emotions, especially in the face of adversity. When challenges arise, it's natural to experience frustration, anger, sadness, or fear. However, how you handle these emotions can make all the difference in how you cope with the situation. Rather than letting negative emotions take control and dictate your response, resilient individuals acknowledge these feelings, process them, and then take purposeful, measured action. This emotional balance allows you to stay calm under pressure, make better decisions, and maintain clarity during chaotic times. Furthermore, developing a strong sense of purpose can significantly enhance your resilience. Having a clear sense of why you're doing something, whether it's achieving a personal goal, advancing in your career, or improving your health, acts as a powerful motivator during difficult times. When you know your purpose, it provides the fuel to keep going even when challenges seem insurmountable. Resilient people often have a deep understanding of their values and passions, which helps them maintain focus and determination despite setbacks. Social support also plays a critical role in building resilience. While resilience is often seen as an individual trait, it is equally important to recognize that you don't have to face difficulties alone. Building a strong support network of family, friends, mentors, or even professional counselors can provide you with the encouragement, guidance, and perspective needed to keep going. Sharing your challenges with others allows you to feel heard and supported, and it can offer new insights or solutions that you might not have considered. The strength of your relationships can act as a safety net, providing emotional stability when times get tough. Lastly, maintaining a sense of optimism is essential to cultivating both resilience and adaptability. Optimism isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Instead, it's about maintaining hope and belief that better days are ahead. Optimistic individuals tend to look for the silver lining in difficult situations and hold on to the belief that things will improve. This mindset is a key part of resilience because it encourages perseverance, even when the outcome is uncertain. Resilience and adaptability are not traits you are simply born with. They are skills that can be developed and strengthened over time. The more you face challenges, stretch outside of your comfort zone, and learn from experiences, the stronger and more adaptable you become. As you rebuild yourself in 2025, developing these two qualities will ensure that you not only withstand life's inevitable obstacles, but also emerge from them stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. 5. Build new, positive habits. Building new, positive habits is one of the most effective ways to rebuild yourself in 2025. Habits are the cornerstone of success because they shape your daily actions, thoughts, and behaviors. They determine whether you make consistent progress toward your goals or fall back into old patterns that hold you back. The process of habit formation is not always easy, but the impact it can have on your life is profound. When you intentionally focus on developing new healthy habits, you lay the groundwork for lasting change that will not only transform your life in 2025 but beyond. The first step in building positive habits is understanding the science of habit formation. A habit is essentially a behavior that becomes automatic over time, triggered by a specific cue or situation. To create a new habit, it's helpful to break it down into three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that sets the habit into motion, e.g., feeling tired in the afternoon. The routine is the action or behavior you perform, e.g., drinking coffee or taking a walk. And the reward is the positive feeling or benefit you experience after completing the habit, e.g., feeling energized or refreshed. Understanding this process helps you design habits that are sustainable and reinforceable, as the reward reinforces the behavior, making it more likely that the habit will stick. One of the most powerful techniques for building new habits is the practice of starting small. Trying to make drastic changes all at once often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, focus on starting with small, manageable actions that you can gradually build upon. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, don't start with a daily 90-minute workout. Instead, begin with short 15-minute sessions a few times a week, and gradually increase the duration and frequency as the habit becomes ingrained. By starting small, you set yourself up for success and reduce the likelihood of feeling overwhelmed. Small wins, when accumulated over time, lead to significant results. Another critical aspect of building positive habits is consistency. Habits are formed through repetition, and consistency is key to ensuring that a new behavior becomes automatic. It's easy to become motivated at the beginning of a new year or new phase of life, but sustaining that momentum can be challenging. To maintain consistency, set a schedule and stick to it as much as possible. For instance, if you're trying to develop a reading habit, set aside 15 minutes every morning or night to read. The key is to make the behavior part of your daily routine so that it becomes something you do without thinking about it. Over time, your consistency will build a sense of discipline and willpower, reinforcing the new habit. Another strategy for habit building is to use habit stacking, a technique popularized by author James Clear. Habit stacking involves attaching a new habit to an existing one. The idea is to identify a habit that you already do regularly, such as brushing your teeth, and then add a new desired habit immediately afterward. For example, if you want to develop a journaling habit, you could stack it by writing for 5 minutes right after brushing your teeth every morning. By linking your new habit to something you already do on autopilot, you make it easier to remember and more likely to become ingrained in your routine. It's also crucial to create a positive environment that supports your new habits. Your surroundings play a significant role in shaping your behaviors. If you want to develop healthier eating habits, for example, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and remove junk food from easy access. If you're trying to write more, create a designated, clutter-free writing space where you can focus. Your environment should support your goals, making it easier to adopt new habits and more difficult to revert to old, less productive behaviors. This could involve setting up reminders, removing distractions, or even finding accountability partners who encourage you to stick with your commitments. One of the most important aspects of building new habits is being patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, and you're bound to face setbacks or slip-ups along the way. It's vital to approach the habit building process with compassion and understanding. When you inevitably miss a day or fall off track, don't be hard on yourself or let it derail your progress entirely. Instead, acknowledge the setback, reflect on what caused it, and recommit to getting back on track. The process of building habits isn't linear, and setbacks are a normal part of the journey. The key is to remain focused on the long-term goal and understand that a few slip-ups won't define your overall success. Building positive habits is also about being intentional with habit tracking. Tracking your habits can be an extremely effective way to stay motivated and maintain accountability. Whether it's a physical habit tracker, a journal, or a mobile app, keeping track of your progress gives you a visual representation of how consistent you've been and how much you've accomplished. This can be incredibly rewarding and motivating. Habit tracking also allows you to identify patterns and make adjustments if needed. If you notice that certain habits are becoming more difficult, it's an opportunity to assess why and implement changes to make the process smoother. Additionally, seeing your progress over time can give you the confidence and encouragement to keep pushing forward. In the process of building new habits, it's important to focus on the process, not just the outcome. While having a goal in mind, e.g., losing weight, running a marathon, or reading a certain number of books is important. The process of getting there is where the transformation happens. When you focus too much on the end result, it can feel like the journey is too long or too difficult, leading to frustration or giving up. By focusing on the small, positive actions you're taking every day, you start to enjoy the process itself. The small wins, like running an extra mile or reading one more chapter, give you a sense of accomplishment and keep you motivated. This shift in focus, from outcome to process, helps you build sustainable habits that will serve you in the long run. Lastly, remember that every habit you build reinforces the other habits you are working on. Habits do not exist in isolation. The positive changes you make in one area of your life often spill over into others. For instance, if you begin a morning workout routine, you might notice that you're also eating healthier, feeling more energized, and sleeping better. Each positive habit reinforces and supports the others, creating a virtuous cycle of growth and improvement. The more habits you build, the more momentum you gain, which propels you toward greater transformation. By building new, positive habits, you set yourself up for long-term success and create a foundation for growth that will last far beyond 2025. Habits shape who you are, how you spend your time, and ultimately the life you lead. Therefore, rebuilding yourself through intentional habit formation is not just a short-term fix, but a way to lay the groundwork for a more fulfilling, purposeful, and productive future. 6. Embrace continuous learning and personal growth. Embracing continuous learning and personal growth is one of the most powerful ways to rebuild yourself in 2025. Growth is not a one-time event or a singular achievement. It is a lifelong process that requires a commitment to learning, evolving, and expanding your knowledge, skills, and mindset. In a world that is constantly changing, whether through technological advancements, shifting cultural norms, or evolving personal circumstances, being open to continuous learning is crucial for staying relevant, adaptable, and resilient. To truly rebuild yourself, you must adopt a mindset that values growth over perfection and sees challenges as opportunities for learning rather than obstacles. The first step in embracing continuous learning is developing a growth mindset. This term, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, refers to the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits, but can be developed over time through effort, practice, and persistence. People with a growth mindset see failures and setbacks not as signs of inadequacy, but as natural and necessary components of the learning process. Instead of fearing mistakes or avoiding challenges, they actively seek them out because they understand that growth often happens when we push beyond our comfort zones. By adopting a growth mindset, you free yourself from the constraints of self-doubt and embrace the journey of self-improvement. To truly rebuild yourself, you must also develop a habit of curiosity. Curiosity is the engine that drives learning. It pushes you to ask questions, explore new ideas, and engage with the world in an open and inquisitive way. When you cultivate curiosity, you are constantly looking for ways to expand your understanding and gain new perspectives. This might involve reading books on topics outside your usual areas of interest, taking courses to learn new skills, or seeking out mentors who can offer guidance and new insights. Curiosity also involves learning from your experiences and interactions with others, as every encounter holds an opportunity for growth. By fostering a curious mindset, you open yourself up to a wealth of knowledge and experiences that can enhance your personal and professional life. Another key aspect of continuous learning is commitment to self-education. While formal education has its place, personal growth often happens outside the classroom. Self-education is about taking charge of your own learning journey. It might involve reading books, listening to podcasts, watching educational videos, or engaging with online courses. In today's digital age, there is an endless supply of resources available to anyone willing to learn. From platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning to countless YouTube channels, blogs, and ebooks, the possibilities for learning are virtually limitless. Committing to self-education means prioritizing your own development and making time for learning in your daily life. Whether it's dedicating 30 minutes a day to reading, taking a course on the weekend, or simply staying curious about the world around you, self-education is an investment that pays off in countless ways. In addition to self-education, embracing feedback is an essential part of continuous learning. Many people shy away from criticism or feedback because it can feel uncomfortable or threatening to their self-esteem. However, feedback, whether from colleagues, mentors, or even self-reflection, provides invaluable insight into your strengths and areas for improvement. Embracing feedback means being open to constructive criticism and viewing it as a tool for growth rather than a personal attack. By actively seeking out feedback and using it to refine your skills and behaviors, you create a cycle of constant improvement. Furthermore, seeking diverse perspectives allows you to see situations from different angles, broadening your understanding and helping you become more well-rounded and adaptable. Another critical aspect of continuous learning is developing emotional intelligence (EQ). Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. A high EQ is essential for personal growth because it enhances your ability to navigate relationships, manage stress, and make better decisions. People with high emotional intelligence are better at managing conflicts, building rapport, and maintaining their composure under pressure. They are also more self-aware, able to identify their emotional triggers, and respond in ways that align with their goals and values. By developing your emotional intelligence, you deepen your understanding of yourself and others, which in turn accelerates your personal growth. Networking and engaging with others is another powerful way to foster personal growth. While self-education is vital, growth is often catalyzed by the relationships you build with others. Surrounding yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and offer diverse perspectives can accelerate your learning and provide you with opportunities for growth that you might not have encountered on your own. Whether it's attending networking events, joining professional organizations, or simply cultivating friendships with people who share your interests and values, engaging with others exposes you to new ideas, experiences, and possibilities. Mentorship, in particular, is an invaluable tool for personal growth. A mentor can provide guidance, share wisdom from their own experiences, and offer valuable feedback to help you navigate challenges and stay on course. A key element of personal growth is also the willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Growth does not occur in familiar, safe spaces. It happens when you push yourself into unfamiliar territory, take risks, and face uncertainty. This could mean changing careers, pursuing a passion project, moving to a new city, or simply trying something you've always been afraid to do. Stepping outside your comfort zone may feel daunting, but it is through these experiences that you learn the most about yourself and your potential. Each time you push through discomfort, you build resilience and confidence, and you gain new skills and knowledge that contribute to your growth. Over time, you learn to embrace discomfort as an essential part of the growth process. It's also important to recognize that personal growth is not always linear. There will be periods of rapid progress and moments of stagnation or setbacks. However, it's essential to stay committed to the process and understand that growth often happens in cycles. Sometimes it's only in hindsight that you realize how much you've learned and evolved. It's easy to become frustrated when things aren't progressing as quickly as you would like, but patience and persistence are key. Acknowledge and celebrate small wins, even when the larger goal feels far off, and trust that the process is working. By staying consistent in your efforts to learn and grow, you create a foundation of resilience that will carry you through difficult times. Lastly, cultivating self-awareness is a crucial aspect of personal growth. The more you understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and fears, the better equipped you are to make informed decisions about your personal and professional development. Self-awareness helps you identify areas where you need to improve and enables you to make conscious choices that align with your values and goals. It also allows you to recognize patterns in your behavior that might be holding you back, giving you the opportunity to make changes and overcome obstacles. Regular self-reflection, journaling, or mindfulness practices can help you develop a deeper understanding of yourself and accelerate your growth. Embracing continuous learning and personal growth is not just about acquiring new knowledge, it's about evolving into a more knowledgeable, adaptable, and emotionally intelligent person. The more you commit to learning, both formally and informally, the more you invest in yourself and your future. Continuous learning empowers you to stay ahead of the curve, navigate challenges with ease, and create the life you truly want. 7. Prioritize your mental and physical well-being. Prioritizing your mental and physical well-being is an essential pillar of rebuilding yourself in 2025. No matter how driven or ambitious you are, if your mental and physical health are not in optimal condition, achieving long-term success or personal fulfillment becomes incredibly difficult. Mental and physical well-being are intertwined, influencing each other in profound ways. When one is neglected, the other often suffers as well. Therefore, investing in both is key to sustaining the energy, resilience, and focus required to navigate life's challenges, rebuild your life, and make progress toward your goals. The first step in prioritizing your well being is to acknowledge the importance of self care. Self care isn't just about occasional pampering or indulgence, it's a consistent, intentional practice of taking care of your body, mind, and soul. In today's fast-paced world, many people put others' needs or work demands ahead of their own, forgetting that neglecting their own well-being can lead to burnout, stress, and fatigue. Rebuilding yourself in 2025 requires recognizing that taking time for self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. Whether it's ensuring you get enough rest, eating nourishing food, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or simply taking a break when needed, self-care is the foundation of personal growth and sustainable success. One of the most important aspects of mental well-being is stress management. Stress is a natural part of life, but when it's unmanaged or chronic, it can take a serious toll on both your mind and body. High levels of stress can lead to physical symptoms like headaches, sleep disturbances, digestive issues, and even chronic conditions like heart disease. Mentally, stress can increase anxiety, decrease cognitive function, and negatively impact your emotional well-being. Managing stress effectively is not just about eliminating stressors from your life. It's about developing healthy coping strategies. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or yoga, are excellent ways to reduce stress and promote relaxation. These techniques allow you to stay grounded in the present moment, manage your emotions, and regain a sense of calm and clarity, even in the midst of challenging situations. Physical well-being, on the other hand, is equally critical. Your body is the vehicle that allows you to navigate through life, and without proper care, it can become sluggish, fatigued, and prone to illness. One of the most important practices for maintaining physical health is regular exercise. Exercise is not just for physical fitness. It plays a crucial role in mental health as well. When you engage in physical activity, your brain releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Regular exercise can help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, increase energy levels, improve sleep, and enhance overall cognitive function. Whether it's going for a daily walk, lifting weights, practicing yoga, or participating in sports, incorporating regular movement into your routine is a cornerstone of both physical and mental well-being. Another key factor in physical health is proper nutrition. What you eat has a profound effect on how you feel, think, and function. A balanced, nutritious diet fuels your body and brain, providing the essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients needed to operate at your best. A diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats supports your immune system, enhances cognitive function, and helps you maintain a healthy weight. Conversely, a poor diet can lead to sluggishness, irritability, and long-term health issues like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Nutrition plays a vital role in emotional regulation too. Low blood sugar or nutrient deficiencies can lead to mood swings, irritability, and mental fog. Therefore, taking the time to nourish your body with healthy foods is an essential investment in your well-being. In addition to exercise and nutrition, sleep is a critical component of both mental and physical well-being. Sleep is often the most overlooked aspect of self-care, yet it's one of the most important. Sleep is the time when your body repairs itself, consolidates memories, and regenerates energy. When you don't get enough quality sleep, it affects your mood, cognitive function, and physical health. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to a host of health problems, including weakened immunity, heart disease, depression, and reduced brain function. Prioritizing sleep means creating an environment conducive to rest. This includes having a consistent sleep schedule, minimizing distractions like screen time before bed, and ensuring your sleep space is comfortable and relaxing. Getting enough sleep helps your body and mind recover from the stresses of the day, enabling you to face each new challenge with clarity and vitality. Mental well-being is also closely tied to emotional health. Developing emotional intelligence (EQ) plays a crucial role in managing your emotions and building meaningful connections with others. People with high emotional intelligence are able to regulate their emotions effectively, which helps them navigate life's challenges with greater ease. This involves understanding and expressing your emotions in healthy ways, as well as being empathetic to the emotions of others. When you prioritize emotional health, you're better equipped to handle difficult situations without becoming overwhelmed, frustrated, or reactive. Practicing emotional regulation allows you to maintain a sense of peace and balance, even when external circumstances are chaotic. In today's interconnected world, it's also important to nurture your social relationships. Healthy relationships with family, friends, and colleagues provide a sense of belonging, support, and encouragement. Social connection is a powerful tool for mental well-being. Studies have shown that strong social ties are linked to increased happiness, lower stress levels, and improved physical health. Engaging with others in meaningful ways helps combat feelings of loneliness and isolation, which can lead to depression and anxiety. Whether it's through spending quality time with loved ones, engaging in community activities, or simply reaching out to a friend for a conversation, maintaining social connections is an important part of rebuilding yourself. The people you surround yourself with can either uplift and support you or drain your energy. Therefore, it's essential to invest time in cultivating relationships that are positive and nurturing. Additionally, prioritizing your mental and physical well-being means setting boundaries. Many people struggle with overcommitment, often saying yes to obligations and responsibilities out of a sense of duty or fear of letting others down. However, overextending yourself can lead to stress, burnout, and a diminished sense of self-worth. Learning to say no, setting clear boundaries, and protecting your time and energy are essential aspects of self-care. Boundaries allow you to focus on what matters most and preserve your mental and physical resources for the things that truly align with your values and goals. When you set boundaries, you honor your own needs, creating space for relaxation, growth, and self-care. Lastly, mental health is just as critical as physical health, and it's essential to seek professional support when necessary. It's important to recognize that asking for help is not a sign of weakness but an act of strength. If you are struggling with mental health issues like anxiety, depression, or stress, seeking therapy or counseling can provide you with the tools and support you need to navigate through difficult emotions. Professional help can also guide you in developing healthier coping mechanisms and strategies for managing life's challenges. Mental health professionals are trained to help individuals navigate complex emotional issues, and therapy can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and healing. Prioritizing your mental and physical well-being is not a one-time effort. It's an ongoing practice that requires intentionality, consistency, and self-compassion. When you take care of your body and mind, you set a solid foundation for personal growth, resilience, and success in all areas of your life. Whether it's through proper nutrition, exercise, sleep, emotional regulation, or seeking support, the more you invest in your well-being, the more you empower yourself to rebuild and thrive in 2025 and beyond.